Alright, what's going on, guys? It's your boy Spencer here. So guys, basically I'm just gonna be live streaming stories of the Path of Destinies, which is basically I don't know, it's an RPG and it's kinda hard to explain what it is. So it's the free PlayStation Plus game of the month. It's this and like Invisible Ink or something like that. But so far, I actually really like this game. If you guys have PlayStation Plus, I'd actually recommend downloading this and playing it. The graphics are amazing. It's kind of like storytelling, and then the narrator is always talking in the background, and it's pretty good. The fighting style, it reminds me of Batman Arkham Knight, or like the Batman Arkham series. And I like that series, as you guys can tell. You know, I upload Batman Arkham Knight and I live stream Batman Arkham Knight. And then yeah, guys, so let's get into it. And then my Destiny video, or one of my Destiny videos, is uploading right now. So
every child could sing verses about the Sky Ripper, but ancient codices held hints of other things. A stone that ate souls, a ruby that drank blood, a jewel only a righteous man could give away. Were all these things the Iblis stone? Long hidden in a buried temple? Another ancient item that was only resurfacing now? Drawn up from the deeps by the Emperor's horrific rituals?
one sec, guys. Okay, so let's get started. So far, I don't know what just happened, but yeah, and so far I have 3 different swords. So I think this one's the epic sword, and the fire sword. Hold on. Okay, my bad. Hero sword, the firestorm, and the winter thorn. So those are the three swords I have so far. I'm not very far in the game yet. At least I don't think I am. I don't have any of these gems.
The air here tasted bitter. The steps were too tall for a person. The entire place felt restless, like it had been vexed to nightmare under the dust, waiting for its hour to come around at last. Ronaldo. Ravens were already here, cawing in frustration. They were still searching for a way in. Good. And he hadn't come too late. More and more extraordinary.
Ooh, hold on. Ooh. Oh shoot! Ooh, hold on. I almost died. Jeez.
Out of his tunic.
Ooh, just got a trophy. Called Explorer. Wow, so it says, wow, it says if I hear voices in my head, ignore it. So that, I don't know, that's a little shady. Oh man, that chest down there.
Wait, what? How was he outside? Hadn't he taken an elevator into the depths of the earth?
Shoo! Oh, I died. Oh.
In fact, he felt dead.
Yeah, sorry if you guys can hear me eating right now, you know, I'm a little hungry. Oh my gosh. I
Oh, hey, there's a couple of red spots on your feathers. Oh, wait, not yet.
Oh, I'm feeling a sneeze. Excuse me. Oh shoot. Hey.
It was all coming back to him. He wondered what he'd remember next.
Ooh, hold on. Yeet. Hold on guys, let me plug up my phone real quick. Alright.
Sometimes, Renata really hated inanimate objects.
Oh, finally.
How could a temple to Iblis still even exist? The Transcendent Emperor had destroyed all the shrines of the lost gods after exiling them. Had it been buried in that long-ago battle? Or had Iblis foreseen his fate and hidden it from his enemy? Is a very cool sword, thought Renata. No, seriously. He couldn't feel his paw anymore.
Oh my.
Where Renato went next, we cannot follow. Yet. Rosebud, he said to no one in particular as he died. Both crashes that were more fun. The Ravens at least could not get past this point. Obviously the temple builders knew how to deal with Tomb Raiders. No skateboarding, the sign said. He'd once met a pirate captain who used hooks to get around his ship. What was his name? It was a stone of the purest blackness. It reflected no light, like a void made solid. Nervous, he picked it up. I can make you mighty. Who said that? Give me blood. It was the stone. Eager, thirsty. Kill the Emperor's daughter. Now you, Emperor. That seemed tempting and terribly wrong. Zenobia was the Emperor's greatest general and a potent witch. But they had been close once, And Renato wasn't sure he really wanted to be Emperor. Why not capture the core of Skyripper instead? It was the eye of a lost god, torn out by the Transcendent Emperor to power his greatest weapon. "It's the core," said the stone anxiously. The stone bothered him. He hated being told what to do. Wasn't that why he joined the rebellion? Wasn't that why he'd refused to be a soldier? He'd agreed to come on board only if he could freelance. The stone felt a bit clingy. The sage Calaveras had told him where to find the Skyripper, a weapon capable of challenging the gods. Even without its armature, the core would still possess great power. He would go there.
See, like, I've already done some that had to do with the core. I'm hoping this isn't like the same thing.
He landed the Farfarer. Renato had a rare feeling of regret. It's not too late, he thought. He could turn around and sail for Zenobia's island. He frowned. Wait a minute. He didn't want to kill Zenobia, did he? Sure, technically she was the enemy, but they'd been at Sword Fu school together. They'd never been lovers, but somehow they'd been closer. She'd told him every secret about herself. Except the biggest one. That she was the Emperor's daughter. No. Kill Zenobia, whispered the stone. Before it's too late.
Sorry about that, guys. The mic keeps falling on my ear.
There was something sour in the air. Like the earth had ruptured over something that had been fermenting for a very long time.
Oh!
His future self had commissioned these poles.
Oh my god.
The stone hadn't lied about what it could do for him. With each raven he cut down, he felt a jolt of power flowing into his arm. "You're weak," whispered the stone. "The core will kill you." "Are you afraid of it?" "No, don't be ridiculous." It chuckled. But it's unstable. It will poison you if I just carry it, and if you try to use it, it will explode catastrophically. Reynardo did not trust rocks that talked in his
Oh,
head.
see, he's right though.
He
It
went
is gonna
onwards.
explode. It's like a black hole.
This couldn't be good for global warming.
Oh my gosh, I've done this. I know what happened, dude.
As he approached the core, the stone became hysterical. No, it's too much power. We'll rip a hole in space and time. He had a sudden vision of plunging his gauntlet into the core and dying in anguish. That wasn't his vision, was it? The stone had sent him its darkest fears, hadn't it? He had a sudden impulse to do exactly that. He raised his right fist and plunged it into the core. There was a rush of light. He thought he could hear the stone screaming. And then he passed out. When Reynardo came to, the core was gone. He had defeated the demonic gem with the power of his mind. He felt invincible. It was time to attack the Imperial outpost on the Nexus. Take the battle to the enemy. But among the huge crystals, there was also an observatory. A wise man would probably ask the scientists exactly what he had first. How wise was he? As the Farfarer made its way toward the Nexus, Reynardo watched sparks fly. See? He'd trusted his gut, and it had worked out. That's what it meant to be a hero. To ignore the naysayers and the oddmakers, and do what you knew was right, and have it turn out to be the right thing. Well, he wasn't worried. Once he got to the observatory, the scientist toads could explain it. Then he could carry the war into the enemy's camp and destroy them all. Oh dear, he was getting a little bloodthirsty, wasn't he? What else could you hook? Bernardo had never felt better in his life. Normally, a battle would wear him down and he would need a night's sleep. Now he felt like he could go all night and all day. He felt like people were cheering him on, and he could practically hear their applause as he slew one raven after another. The Iblis Stone and the Sky Ripper Core. Two artifacts from the time of legends. Bernardo was becoming a legendary hero, wasn't he? He had enough power to save the rebellion, but he had to understand this power, so he would not misuse it. Energy spheres. Easy to dodge, but boy do they sting if you didn't pay attention. Bernardo wondered if he could learn to cook this way. Probably not. The toads at the observatory measured the stone with their occult devices. I fed it the core of Sky Ripper, explained Renato. No more Vive Planet Souls. But the core is not an unlimited energy source, said one toad. Another said, the stone doesn't actually feed on souls, claimed a third, but on pain of killing another sentient being. If you can truly be at peace with yourself, it would not overload. This was all very confusing. At peace? Yes, the mountains were peaceful and quiet, but he now had the power to turn the tides. He should report to the Rebellion Council and prepare for the decisive battle. The one thing he understood from all... Unfortunately, the mountains were not empty. There were ravens everywhere. No matter. He had to fight, yes, but he didn't have to be angry. Parry, dodge, slash, and breathe. Yes, focus on the rhythm, the dance of it, not on the blood or the raven's core as they died. Ah, it was working. He wasn't feeling those dark jolts of eldritch energy. He wasn't feeding the Iblis Stone. No one could beat Renato at hot potato. there. Ooh, sparkly, thought Renardo. The stone was still silent. His mind was his own, and his heart too. He bore them no ill will, these ravens. They were doing their job. They were expressing their nature. Dance, whirl, parry, jab, and breathe. It was all so simple, wasn't it? Something was missing. He didn't feel truly at peace. Wait. Wasn't this near where Calaveras lived? The sage would help him figure it all out. Renato wondered where he could find a snack. He was feeling a bit peckish. Welcome to Earth, Renato told the corpses. It was something he'd seen in a play. There was an inscription on the platform. Balalaika lessons, with an address. What was the point of this gate? Did they think no one would notice the lever? small step for a fox, he thought. Maybe I should follow my nose, thought Renato. What were these? Exactly. The Iblis Stone. By the Sky Ripper's core had given Renato enough power to challenge the Imperial fleet. But what Renato was seeing in a the rebellion was on the verge of extinction, but it would have to wait. At the end of the mountain path, he found the wise Calaveras in his workshop. "Do fixed souls or only artifacts?" he asked the sage. "Does your soul need fixing?" The sage. Been killing a lot of ravens lately, he told the sage. You're a fox, said Calaveras. And to kill birds is part of your nature. You should take joy in it. I mean, I might as well worry about eating flies. Don't you like a fly? It was true. What he had forgotten. The joy. Now he was ready for the final battle. The Farfarer cut through the clouds. The air had never felt so sweet since he was a child. There it was, the dreaded Imperial fleet. He could smell wet hemp ropes ahead, wood and tar and rain. Even the fleet smelt good, somehow. He was ready. He was ready. Renato had it all squared away in his head. He would kill the Emperor. Isengrim III had begun well, but he had gone mad. He was trying to invoke the lost gods by means of dark, blasphemous rituals. That was a secret. But the victims had spoken to Renato. The ghosts had spoken. No anger. Renato could not afford anger. It was empowering the crystal in his sword. That made him stronger, but it clouded his mind. he would not be a hero. A hero strives. Bernardo would just be one with everything. The Emperor would die, and the wheel would turn, and all would be restored without rancor, without sorrow, without pain. Burnt fur. Yes. I should buy shares in the company that grows these fruits, thought Renato. But the more he thought about it, and he had so much more time to think about it now that he was not worrying about the battle, killing the Emperor would not change anything. Another would take his place. Perhaps Zenobia. Perhaps the Speaker of the Rebel Council, and power would corrupt them too, and death would make grief, and grief would lead to hatred. He must lead by example. Reject the violence. Reject the desire to create violence. But how?
Oh, they really ought to put a railing on this thing, he thought.
He wished there were more pylons he could use the hook on. He really needed to construct additional pylons. Finally, he came to the Emperor's ship. The path behind him was strewn with dead ravens. The path to enlightenment. His mistake, he realized, was trying to change the world. It would revolve whether he strove against it or not. What he had to do was nothing. He had attained enlightenment. He sat down, adopted a full lotus position, and began to meditate. And all around him, the warriors stopped fighting too. They knew They could feel his enlightenment. They gave up fighting, dropped their weapons, and became his disciples. No, just kidding. The nearest raven stabbed him with a sword and then chopped off his head. I might not have thought this through properly. Thought Renado's head as it rolled around the deck and died. And just like that, he was alive again, and back on the Farfarer, still fleeing burning Ubar. The book was still open before him. So, the book was a portal. It took you to the future when your destinies would branch. He had failed and died 3 times, but he learned another true thing. The Iblis Stone was evil. It would try to corrupt anyone who used it. But he was starting to feel like he was getting the hang. There was